The YSL RICO trial went mega viral today as the judge is starting to get onto the side of a mistrial. However, the day did start with a report of judge denies the motion for a mistrial, saying that she doesn't think that there was anything bad, and asks Mixed Love to clarify
what the line of questioning was, and so a valid objection, it remains sustained, but the motion for mistrial is denied. I am not giving any kind of instruction. You can just fix it by asking the next question.
As the judge would deny the mistrial at the beginning of the day until realizing the prosecutors literally have no idea what they're doing, as they would bring up Quindarius Zachary to the stand. He would then open up his statement by hitting on an attractive investigator and asks her to be the one to supervise him at his hotel tonight.
For you to whichever hotel this is, they end up fitting. Can it be what? I don't know whether it's going to be that particular investigator or not. It might be, it might not be. It's not going to be up to me.
Now, the judge thinks that it is funny at the beginning, sure, but what happens next? You can tell that she's getting annoyed. It would be reported QZ, otherwise Quindarius, says that he no longer wants his lawyer because he feels like he's working for them, being the prosecutors. He said that he doesn't need a lawyer at all, and he'll be back on Monday without one.
You don't want that lawyer anymore. All right, well, let me say this. When you come back on Monday, it may be that you want a lawyer. You don't feel like you need any kind of lawyer whatsoever. So what if things change on Monday? All right.
Now, this is where the judge would have enough of this prosecutor witness, kicking him off of the stand, telling him to practically get lost. At this moment, Thug's lawyer would then submit another motion for a mistrial. She would end up using different words this time when reacting to the mistrial request, knowing really well in her head that she wants to give it to them.
All right, I'm going to look back at what the transcript says. I mean, and Ms. Love, you may, given that there's now a motion for mistrial on the floor, in assertion that you did things purposefully, you may respond to that.
I vehemently object to the mistrial. I vehemently object to any mistrial, and I beg the court to look at the transcript and see what I said right before I asked him the people that I just mentioned. And I would ask that the court deems it appropriate that such language is gross and all of the disparaging remarks made by counsel for the defendants are appropriate. That's one thing, but I'd ask that the court limit that type of behavior, which is, not becoming of officers of the court.
I agree with that. It is not becoming.
Notice how the judge did not deny this one on the spot like at the beginning of the day. It's very clear that they don't know what they're doing at all. However, what truly won the mistrial over on the judge is when the judge was seen yelling at the prosecutor moments after, as the prosecutors didn't even have enough witnesses to take the stand for the entire day, again wasting another day inside of the courtroom.
One of the things I wanted to inquire of one of our investigators about their efforts to secure one of the witnesses and the difficulty that we have had with respect to that witness. I expect that witness will be coming in. It's the one that we've been discussing, but I think it's pertinent information.
Not right now, and frankly, it doesn't matter if you have a particular witness. What you have been instructed is to have enough witnesses to fill the day. Okay, so if one witness is difficult, then you need to have another one lined up. Let's get the jury, please.
All they had on this day was QZ, otherwise known as Quindarius Zachary, from earlier on. But that's when the official report of breaking news, YSL attorney Max puts Fani Willis' office on notice that if they put Quindarius Zachary on the stand and he gets sick before the cross, then it's gonna be a mistrial.
It's gonna lead to me asking for a mistrial again. And the state is on notice at this point that by calling Mr. Zachary in this state, and I don't know what his state is, but they seem to know, they are on notice that something could happen. And I'm not the one calling him to the stand, but if his direct testimony comes in or his prior statements come in and I don't have a chance to confront him about those lies, we are not going to have a fair trial. And I'm just putting it on the record now so everyone knows what my stance on that is.
However, this is where the trial would get scary. A report would share YSL Judge Whittaker admits that the case is headed to a mistrial, but she won't grant one.
All right, if we don't even know what's being said, then
We
I don't
do know
know
what's
what.
being said, Your Honor. It is
Well,
not a
This is a mistrial waiting to happen.
Your Honor, if I may.
Potentially. Go ahead.
Judge, we started.
As this judge is practically admitting the case should be won, but yet she refuses to grant it, making the case corrupt, as what happened today inside of the courtroom was unbelievable, where the prosecutor was practically bullying a witness on the stand. A tweet would share, the witness tells the DA she doesn't intimidate him and to stop trying to treat him like her child.
You can answer first, and I will let you explain. But I need you to answer yes or no.
But could you stop yelling at me like I'm your child or something? I'm not your child.
You are not.
You talking aggressive to me. You don't intimidate me. All them guys over here. So if you would have came to me and asked me this, I'd have told you the same thing. What if they was in my face or not in my face? I'm not scared of them or you.
I don't want you to be.
Well, that's what you acting like it. That's what you acting like you trying to paint.
So do you want me to bring my voice down? And I apologize
Don't
if it
holler at
sounds
me.
like
I
I'm
ain't your
yelling.
child. Could I take a break? Y'all in the car.
No, we've had so many breaks this morning. We really need to get through this.
As the prosecutors are currently being exposed, which would usually end in a mistrial for case corruption, but the judge is refusing. As this was confirmed in a viral clip that shares, Young Thug started laughing after YSL Woody tried to ask him if he had issues with Rich Homie Quan from the witness stand.
Yes, no, I don't recall. Did Thug have an issue with Rich Homie Quan bringing members of IFK into his apartment?
Did you have an issue with Rich Homie?
I'm asking you for what you told the police.
And I'm answering you. I just told you several times. I tell the police anything.
Okay. Do you recall talking about
which obviously is not allowed in a court setting. Young Thug was allegedly in tears from laughing when Woody asked him this, as he didn't even get in trouble for yelling across the courtroom. But here's where things get weird. 3 days before the passing of Rich Homie Quan would speak about YSL Woody becoming a snitch in the YSL trial. He also called him out for being a liar.
What do you feel about his statements being said about him basically up your dad's barbershop?
What is a liar? The barbershop did got up, but it wasn't like, I don't want to talk much to it, but it wasn't like he has over exaggerated it, because the same day the barbershop got it was up and running. So it couldn't have been like what he said it was. So we're gonna hold that down. Shout out to Woody. But niggas know.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Which would then result in YSL Woody reacting to Rich Homie Quan, calling him a liar, while also reacting to his passing.
You know, your trial's going viral. On the trial, you said you and Threat was sliding and y'all Rich Homie Quan barbershop.
Yeah, like Rich Homie said, I was just lying.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Rich Homie Quan passing?
Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad. Rich Homie had a lot of potential. You feel me? Like, he just made wrong choice in the past. Where it could have that hurt his career. And he didn't have to make that choice. But sometimes people gotta learn how to stand up for themselves. Don't be intimidated by no group of people. Cause them group of people, man, they ain't no one for real. Feel me? That's why they a group of people. All you had to do is stay by yourself. He would have been successful. He would have been bigger than what he was.
As Rich Homie Quan, even though he didn't end on good terms with Young Thug in their friendship, ends up calling out Lil Woody for lying about evidence against Thug, as Young Thug could be released at the end of the month due to this one reason. To understand it, you need to know that YSL Woody snitched on Young Thug and YSL members in 2021, but the video of him doing so was never supposed to be shared to the public, but it would be eventually leaked. This is then when it was reported. Today he testifies as he believes the state is the one who leaked the video in order to pretty much force him to testify, as everyone thinks that he's a snitch anyway.
Do you know who put that video on the internet during this, before this trial started?
I don't know who did it.
Do you have a belief who did it?
Yes.
And who are you referring to who did that?
objection relevant to who he believes?
Goes to his state of mind.
Speculation.
Goes to his state of mind on the conversations that he's referring to. Puts it in context. Who did you believe put out the videos on the internet of your interrogation, or the video?
The state.
And by the state, the same people you've been referring to?
I can't say specific if it was them, but the state did it.
Okay. And what did that have an effect on you or your family when you believe the state of Georgia put out your interrogation?
Well, they believe I'd be, if everybody say I'm a snitch, this and then third, they believe that I'd be like, okay, and just do what they want me to do.
And is that, there's a mention in the last...
As with Woody hinting towards it being the state prosecutors that leaked the video of him snitching, he would end up getting very angry. He would go on to reveal that he believes it was their plan all along, as if they made Lil Woody look like a snitch in one small crime, they could force him to become a full snitch in all crimes that YSL ever committed. The prosecutors would then start asking the most ridiculous questions. They knew Woody was getting angry on that stage, and they were just poking at him for fun.
I can't sit here and tell y'all nothing. I don't know what y'all want me. I don't know what y'all looking for. I didn't see nobody. I didn't see nobody rob nobody. I didn't see none of these boys do anything. I did some stupid things. I got caught for the stupid things that I was doing, and I just went from there. Like I didn't. And then y'all got me up here, and I done told y'all before y'all put me up here, y'all can't talk to me on like a Tuesday or something. And you can't talk to me in the streets. And I told you like I lied. And I told you that, and then y'all still brought me in here.
Isn't it true that you did not want to testify because you don't want to deal with the reality of being labeled a snitch?
Miss Hill, I was been labeled a snitch way before I had to come to trial when y'all linked that video out to the social media. So the world look at me as a snitch no matter what goes on to this day. But me coming here, like I have put my faith in God's hands, and I come here and I let it be known. I guess got no choice but to be letting know to y'all now that I have told y'all time after time that I done lied.
As the prosecutors have barely any evidence against Young Thug, they continue on bringing YSL Woody, as he was only one of a very small amount of people that agreed to go against Young Thug in a courtroom, so they need Woody to just bring up something against Young Thug that he's guilty for. But it seems like Lil Woody had enough. He would eventually snap.
And my only priority was, by any means necessary, to protect them with my whole life. Judge, I get a minute because they drive me crazy.
Yeah, take a minute, take a breath.
Keep telling y'all,
Stay here. Come here. Stay on the stand. Take some breaths. Calm down.
And once he finishes his breath, Your Honor, state, we conclude our questioning, Your Honor.
As Lil Woody got so angry that he needed to stand up and walk away. You don't see this happen often in court cases. It's getting extremely ridiculous. But this is then when it would be announced. Woody is getting tired of explaining why he told on Young Thug over and over again.
Why did you ask for Thug to pay your bond after you had told on them in the June 10th interview?
I didn't tell on them. I was going through a phase in my life. Like I told you before, and I told you in the back, I made it all up. I sat right there and said whatever came to the top of my head, that I put certain things together and said what I said. If you listen to both of them calls, they contradict each other. If you listen to the interview, you hear what the police keep saying. And that's why I put everything on Thug. The man ain't had nothing to do with my stupidity. I'm sitting right here today telling y'all the truth, and y'all still sitting right here playing with this lady. Like I told y'all, I made it up. I put it on him. I'm not scared of nobody. Nobody forced me to say none of this stuff. This is not right.
Okay.
As with the judge starting to realize all of the sneaky tactics the prosecutors have been using and a mistrial just around the corner, this is then when we would hear from the founder of 300 Entertainment and the head of music for Google and YouTube, who would go on to vouch for Young Thug to receive a bond out of jail.
Hi, my name is Leor Cohen. I was the founder of 300. I'm the global head of music for YouTube and Google, and I want to speak on behalf of Jeffrey, who I've known extremely well since I signed him. He's been a person that cares deeply about his community, his family, and his colleagues. And I could say that I've had numerous conversations with him at length about how he wanted to invest in building a recording business, studios, a record company in a very troubled part of Atlanta to bring economic growth. I don't believe that he's a flight risk whatsoever. He cares too much about his family, his colleagues, his art, and his reputation for that.